Hey guys, Ken here. So if you're struggling to sell books on Amazon, it's probably because you've created a high quality book that aligns well with your topic. And now, if that doesn't make any sense to you, then this video is for you. As someone who has published a number of high content books on Amazon, has earned multiple six figures with Amazon KP and Audible, and has coached hundreds at this point, there's a very clear reason why books don't sell, and I see it all the time. And hint, it's not more reviews. So if you've been here before, you know I'm not here to waste your time, so let's dive right into the content and I'm going to show you exactly how to create books that actually sell. And so the problem is that most people publishing books on Amazon, especially new publishers, are focusing on creating a very good book that aligns with their topic, but then they wonder why it doesn't sell. But the thing that you have to understand is that Amazon customers do not compare your book to the topic they searched up. They're comparing your book to the best looking options on the page. And so the gap usually isn't more reviews, it's that your book was never designed to beat the competition in the first place. And so why would somebody pick your book over another book if it's not a better option? And so the core principle that you have to understand is do not make a book to align with your topic. Create a book that beats your competitors. Of course, you want your book to align with your topic so the customer knows it's for them. But most people stop here and don't think how the customer is actually going to interact with the search results page and what's going to determine which book they pick. And so the big mindset shift that you need to make is that the old method was people would pick a topic, they'd make a great book, they'd publish it and assume that they need more reviews. That's the missing piece to making sales. But the new mindset to win in this landscape, especially in the landscape of AI publishing, is that you need to know that your book is being judged beside every other option, and your only job is to make the customer think this is the book that I want. And so when we simply create a book that speaks directly to our customer and solves the same problem, but better in every way, reviews stop becoming the deciding factor. They decide that they want your book, and when somebody decides that they want something, these other factors like reviews and social proof don't matter as much because your mechanism is clearly the best solution for them. And so before we get into the actual framework to doing this well, there's one very important thing you have to understand, and that is that when somebody actually clicks on your book, the number of reviews is far less important. And so we just need to make sure that our book stands out, has a clear, unique mechanism, which we're going to get into, is clearly the best option on the page. And then once we win that click, we're just then selling that mechanism to our customer through the look inside feature on our product page, through the description, the A+ content, even some reviews, but they're not necessarily going to look at the review count. They're just going to see if your book is right for them and what they're looking for. And so a simple framework that we can follow to actually create books that people want to buy is step one. We want to do detailed market research. This is a step that a lot of people skip. They simply focus on making a generic book that covers the topic well, but don't actually think how it's going to compare to the competitors and if a customer is going to pick it over them. But how we do this is very simple. We want to identify a few different things. The first one is what customers actually want. And so go and find some of the best-selling books in the space. How are they structured? Are they selling well? And mainly go and read their positive reviews, see what people liked, see what they didn't like. We also want to record what they don't want. This can be seen in their negative reviews, of course. If a book needed to have color or if their structure was too confusing, these are all important things to take into account. We want to go and look and see what the bestsellers are promising. What outcomes are they promising? What bonuses do they have? And what their overall offer is to sell or teach that topic to the customer. We also want to find out what's working and what's actually selling. So look at the top 2 to 3 selling books, mainly the ones that are newer, because if they are newer, they have less reviews, but they're selling well. It must mean their mechanism is working well. And we basically want to compile all this information into a document. And what we're essentially looking for is what's missing from the current books. And more importantly, how can we structure our book in a more effective way? And so I'm simply going to go and search up my topic on Amazon and go and find some of the best-selling books in the space. I also like to look for ones that have around 100 to 300 reviews and make sure I include some of those, because if books are newer with less reviews but still selling well, that's a really good sign that the customers are liking that book. And so it's super simple. You can click on some of your competitors, anywhere from 3 to 5, and just go to their product page. I'm going to pull their description. I'm going to copy it, put it into a document. I'm going to go into their read sample feature, look at the table of contents of their book. So we can, of course, scroll down, go and find the table of contents. And more importantly, you're also going to see how the book is formatted. So we can make sure that we format our book in a better, just as premium way. But as you can see with the table of contents, I'm just going to screenshot this, put it into the same document as all the other information I'm grabbing. But why this is important is because when you do this for a few different books, you're going to very clearly see a pattern. And this helps you know what information you need to put inside your book And of course, if these books are established and selling well, you can trust it. And then we can add our own unique flair to it, whether it's a different mechanism, it's a simpler structure, it's more information, whatever it may be. But it's the simplest way to find out exactly what your book needs to have inside it and how you can differentiate yourself from your competitors. And something else to keep in mind is when you do create your title and your cover and everything else after, the quality of that is just a reflection of your book. And so if your book isn't good, doesn't have good features, doesn't have a good mechanism, those things aren't going to be good. And so you can't craft a good book title without any features or a good offer. And so this is where all those things start. And those things are only going to be good if you do this research phase. I'm also going to scroll down and take some screenshots of their A+ content, screenshot every module they have, put it into the document. But as you can see, the book looks very good, very professional. It's obviously very premium. And so if we're not at least on par with this, ideally we're better, our book's not going to sell as good. And that leads us to step 2, which is building a stronger angle and unique mechanism. And so this is where we ask ourselves, what makes our book different? Why would somebody choose this over the bestsellers in the space? What does this help them do better, faster, easier, and more clear than our competitors? What is the specific approach that we want for teaching this specific thing? What extra do I offer on top of the competitors? So after I have a more desirable structure and mechanism to teach the topic, what else do I give them to make the book even more effective? We also want to ask ourselves, as we're building out this structure and unique mechanism, does our book blend in with all the competitors? Does it look the same, or does it clearly stand out? And more importantly, we can use AI to analyze all this previous information and of course add in what we're looking to do and get it to compile some sort of book structure for us that we can use to brainstorm and start actually crafting the book itself. And it's going to very clearly tell us what the other books did well, what they lack, and more importantly, how we can stand out from them. Something I forgot to mention as well is go and find the table of contents and overall structure of your competitor books. This can be found in the Look Inside feature on their priority page. Sometimes the best thing to do to stand out is just to teach the same topic in a more straightforward way, have a very clear table of contents. Maybe your book is broken into sections or parts, and it's very simple and easy to follow, and this alone will be very enticing to a customer. But as you're creating your book and you're thinking about the structure of it, the number one question you have to ask yourself is, does my book teach the topic or solve the problem better, faster, easier than the competitors? As well as, does it give them more to do this? And is it the clear premium option? This can be with your overall design and branding and your product page layout, as well as the interior of your book. Does it look high quality? Is it color printing? And we have to make sure that we're just communicating this effectively. And so it hits the nail on the head with everything. It's a better book. It's solving the problem faster. It's going to be easier with our mechanism. It's giving them more to do it with some bonuses. And it's clearly a premium high quality option. And how we do this in the most effective way is, now that you've created your book or you're starting to write it and you go and create a lot of the other elements for it, we have to compare each specific thing at every stage to our competitors, to the best-selling books in the space. And this is going to be your title and subtitle. Directly compare it to your competitors. What does it look like if somebody is searching up this topic on Amazon, reading the titles? How does it compare and how does it stand out? The same thing for your cover, of course. You can take all your competitor covers, screenshot them, put them in a Google document, and put some of your potential cover options beside them and see which one just stands out the most and is easier to read the title itself. Because if you do have a unique mechanism, a strong title, and your cover clearly showcases that and they can read it easily and fast, that's exactly what's going to allow you to get the attention of the customers on Amazon and get them to actually click your book. Going down the list, we also want to ensure that our table of contents is organized and formatted nicely. This alone can determine if somebody is interested in your book, because if you have literally every chapter, heading, subheading, and subheading under that in your table of contents, and it's just a big mess of text, people are going to get overwhelmed and not want to buy your book. However, if it's simplified, if your book is in parts and there's clear parts to that section, and maybe there's exercises for each individual part or even an overview, they're going to clearly see that your book is delivering the information in a very organized way. And just continue on with every element of your book. Don't just ask yourself, does this align with the topic? Ask yourself, is this better than the competitors? Your description, your formatting, does it look high quality and premium? Maybe you have to print in color to be competitive. And a quick tip as well is, if your book doesn't need the color itself to describe things and showcase things, if it's not a very color heavy book, printing with standard color works well. It's also a lot cheaper in terms of the print cost compared to the premium color. so you can still price your book competitively and make good royalties with the standard color. Of course, we want to align our A+ content and make sure it is better than our competitors as well. Is it speaking to their pain points? Is it showing them the solution? Or is it just listing out a bunch of features? With our A+ content, we want to very clearly communicate exactly what comes inside our book, why it's going to help them deliver on the promise and solve their problem. And this is also a great place to showcase the interior. And if we do have this premium formatting, that's going to be a selling feature as well. And just the overall offer, how does everything package together that makes it a better choice than all the other books in the space? And so the customer is looking at all these things individually and then subconsciously looking at them as a whole. And if we're nailing every step and they're looking through a bunch of different books and ours is clearly superior in all these ways, there's going to be no reason why they wouldn't buy it. And so another question to ask yourself when you are close to completing your book is, if my book were sitting beside the top sellers and ranking high in page 1, which one would the customer see based on the cover? Does it stand out? Which one would they click based on the title? How strong is it? Which one will they be enticed and actually thinking about buying based on your description, your A+ content, and your overall product page, including your table of contents and your reviews? And which one will they buy because it's clearly the better option? And if your book isn't checking the boxes with all these different layers, why would they check the boxes in the eyes of the customer, and why would you make sales? If you do want to learn more about my AI book creation process, I will leave a video to that linked below, as well as it will be in the pinned comment. Of course, I know AI can be very annoying. It's kind of taking over the self-publishing space, and a lot of people are creating garbage. You don't have to do it that way. You can actually create very high quality books with AI when done properly, and it's going to save you a ton of time and a ton of money. Of course, you probably already know I also have my AI book creation accelerator course, which I'll also leave linked below. But moving on to some specific unique mechanisms to think about when creating your book is you really just want to think about the specific way that your book helps the reader solve the problem they're looking to solve. And so it's the method, the system, the structure, or the promise that makes your book feel like a better choice and just feels like an outlier. This can be a timed plan, a 21-day plan, a 4-week guide. Depending on the topic, this sometimes aligns and sometimes it doesn't. This can also be a step-by-step roadmap. So more specifically, if you are structuring your book in parts, you can have a very clear sequence going from point A to point B, and each part delivers on one specific part of the process. And so you're walking them through where they are and where they want to go, not just giving them a bunch of information. This is the thing about information, is that all the information that somebody needs is out there. They can just go and search up in different areas and find it, but putting it together and knowing what they actually need to use is the hard part. And so how can you explain to them that you have the information that they need? This is what that information is. This is why it's structured the way that it is. And this is going to be the most effective way to get to where you're going. This can also be a beginner-friendly system. And so what I mean by this one is that when you think about these things throughout the entire research process before you even start creating your book, you're going to create your entire book differently. And so if you're thinking that you want to make this the simplest system possible, what you're going to do is you're going to make your book shorter. You're going to make it clearer and more concise. Maybe it is divided into simple parts, like I mentioned. Maybe you're going to have more elements inside, such as exercises, workbook exercises, and just format it in a way that looks nicer, is easier to read and work through, because this person is a beginner and that's what you're targeting. You don't just want to have a bunch of information or text. You want to deliver the solution as simple as possible. Another unique mechanism can be something as simple as having full color images. So I do have a student in my mentorship program who did this. They basically created a book, published it. It's been doing super well. One of the better selling books in the topic at this point. However, they don't have some sort of crazy mechanism or a ton of extra features or bonuses. They simply did the topic research phase. They found out that a lot of people were complaining in the reviews that the other books, the images were just not very good. They weren't in color and they were low quality, when it was a big selling feature of what the customer wanted. And so they built their book around this, creating very high quality images that are printed in color. And they showcased this effectively in their title without having a bunch of other random things. This was the main thing they targeted, and it's clearly resonating with the customers. And so doing this research phase is very important. You're going to find out exactly what people are looking for. And even if you just have one of those main things as your core focus, it's going to stand out. And so let's look at a few examples of a strong, unique mechanism and just a book that stands out. This topic here, Mediterranean Diet Cookbook for Beginners, is quite saturated, has tons of competition. However, if you scroll down a little bit, you're going to find this book here, which is relatively new. However, it's selling way better than all the competitors, even better than some of the ones that are ranking high. And if you click on this book and have a look, I think it's because it's just targeting the desire of the customer a bit better. It's the 30-minute Mediterranean Diet Cookbook for busy beginners. 100 easy and healthy recipes for weight management, etc., etc. And so the competitors of this book are basically jamming a ton of extra stuff into their titles, 2,000 days of recipes, a bunch of bonuses, and it actually is a bit overwhelming. So I think the simplicity of this one, it's very clear what it's targeting and what it's giving, is what is allowing it to stand out. Because like I said before, the important thing is we're creating a book that is the most desirable option to our customer. And if all the other books have all these features and all this complexity, and they simply see this one here, the 30-minute diet cookbook for busy beginners, 100 easy recipes to solve these problems you're facing, it's going to be a no-brainer option because it clearly stands out, targets their pain point, and is extremely desirable, especially in all the noise of the other books. Another good example of a strong, unique mechanism is under this topic here, Diabetic Cookbook for Seniors. And if you scroll down, you're going to see this book here. And it's extremely clear and desirable with what it's targeting. The 5-ingredient Diabetic Cookbook for Beginners, how to stabilize blood sugar in just 30 minutes a day, 60 days of simple recipes for under $10. And so when a customer is searching through this topic and they're seeing all these cluttered, complex covers with these long titles and all these extras, and they see this very clear book right here, that stands out visually as well as with what it's offering, they're almost going to click it without even thinking. And then when they do click it and they see it offers just as much as the competitors, however, it's a lot simpler and easier to understand, now they're going to be interested. And as they keep looking, they read the description, maybe they go down to the A+ content, all these things are going to combine and work together, where it gives them no reason not to buy it. Why would they buy another book when this book gives them the best approach, the simplest way to learn the topic, and all the features that they would need, including color, 5 ingredients, 60-day meal plans. In this case too, the author has more books as well. So this format is clearly working. And when a customer can see this, their social proof is going to improve even without any reviews. And this whole time, I haven't even been looking at the review count at all. And so in many cases, a customer is going to do the same. They're going to take the reviews into account, but their first thing that they're seeing is the cover and the title. And if that's where you can grab their attention, and just be the clear winner in the space, the reviews become less important. And so using AI and going through the research phase will help you identify what your book needs to have or how you can stand out. But why this matters is that a mechanism simply grabs the attention of the customers without needing reviews. Because if they simply want a book that has full color images, that's the book they're going to pick. It doesn't matter if the other books have more reviews. If they go and read those reviews and they don't have this one thing the customer wants, they're going to go buy the book that has it. And so I might have rambled too much in this video, but the final takeaway is that people won't buy your book because it aligns with your topic. They're going to buy it because it's a better option compared to the competitors. And so the customer is always asking which one of these books feels like the best choice for me. And your job is to make that answer obvious. And when you make that answer obvious, whatever mechanism it might be, your customers will be drawn to it. And if every element of your book is dialed in, you're going to make more book sales. And so make sure you focus on this with your next book, and you're going to see a better result. And so, of course, if you want me to walk you through my entire AI book writing process, I'll put that video on the screen. It'll come up in a second, as well as it will be linked below. But that's it for this video. Make sure to subscribe for more no-nonsense Amazon KP advice. We'll see you in the next one.